Happy Saturday, everyone. The weekend's here, and the long weekend's here, so we got some good stuff coming your way with this bad boy right here. We got it on the minute. We've had a pretty busy week this week, all right, with the 5K yesterday, little birthday workouts throughout the week. We got a big week, so we're gonna close out with an on the minute. So play with this one, have fun, and see where it takes you, all right? Got a little bit more running today, or cardio of choice, but again, nothing too crazy. You can take whatever paces kind of you want, or you can, if you don't want to sprint them, you can take it a little shorter distance just to get some movement in there, okay? So what we got? Our warm-up consists of plank lean, 3 directions for 3 to 5 reps, PVC Prone Raise for 3 at 10 seconds. We're gonna go into our tuck hollow with extension for 20 seconds, laying L sit for 20 to 30. We haven't really done this at home yet, so we're gonna do this now, and we're gonna teach this one to you guys for the first time, so kind of fun here. And then we're gonna flip over and work on our arch hold, so our 10 to 20 second isometric hold. 2 to 3 rounds, taking that down, warming up the core, getting the shoulders ready, yawning, you know, all that stuff. Sorry about that, everyone. And then you're gonna move to the bottom piece where you get more dynamic with some jumping. So we're gonna go through some single leg RDL jumps, 3 aside, into our lateral ski jump for 20 seconds, rest 10, into a jump squat for 20 seconds, rest 10. Keeping in mind the jump squat is not about crazy fast reps, it's more just about getting those hips open, getting things fired up, a little bit more explosive, and then moving into our dumbbell hang power clean for 3 plus jerk for 3. So that means you'll do 3 cleans and then 3 jerks, all right? And then take it down again, 3 to 5 rounds, get that body going. If you want to add a couple runs into that work set, please do so, just to get yourself prepped and ready, okay? The workout, on the minute for 16 minutes, that's 4 rounds of work. Minute number 1, you're gonna run anywhere from 100 to 200 meters, all right? 200 is pretty tough to get in that minute time frame, so make sure if you're going for it, you're turning that on, you're going for it, all right? If not, find a distance that you're comfortable, that you can make close to about 50 seconds, 45 maybe, that's really pushing it, but to give yourself a little bit of leeway if running is not your strongest suit, okay? From there, minute number 2, dumbbell pullover for 5 plus V up for 5, so a little combo movement, we'll talk about that. You'll finish off minute number 3 with a 200 meter run, or again, a 100 meter run. Minute number 4, hang power clean for 5 and push jerk for 5. So again, 5 hang power cleans and then 5 push jerks or push presses. Then we'll repeat and we'll take that down for 16 minutes or 4 rounds, or however your brain wants to work in the math sense of that, and enjoy your Saturday, all right? But before we get to enjoy our Saturday, let's kickstart it off with a little bit of warm-up and then get you going. All right, you guys, just warm up a little bit. Like, get our feet underneath those hips. We'll take the arms big and tall, big stretch. We're gonna get a little shrug. We're gonna come down with the shoulders and then scratch our back and then reach through the elbow. Come back up, big stretch. Little shrug. Come back down, scratch your back on the other side. Reach through that elbow. Come back up, big stretch. And then from here, we'll take it down to that T. We'll turn them in, turn them out, turn them in, and out, and in, and out. Big stretch. Hands behind the neck, onto the shoulders, ribs are in. Reach through the elbow, come back down. Reach through the elbow, back down. Reach, and down, and reach, down. Big stretch, little shrug. Come back down with the shoulders, we'll bring the hands to the hips. We're gonna step our feet out to our sumo stance. We're gonna turn one toe, turn that other toe on the angle. Hand in the thigh, hand up to the sky, active. Pull the hip back and trace your thigh. And then we'll come back up. And then we're gonna pull the hip back, take that back down, and trace it back up. And one more time, we'll pull back, take it down, and take it up. Good. We'll turn the toes, big high five. We'll come down, switch it out, make sure our distancing is proper. We'll pull the hips back, take it down, come back up. Good, take it back, and take it up. Good, and take it back, and take it up. Good, big high five, but we're not gonna change our feet. We're gonna point straight forward or slightly out. We're gonna take one hand up, and we're going to windmill. So we're gonna pull the hips back, and we'll rotate, hand center, as deep as you feel comfortable. We'll come back up, we'll switch. Pull the hip back, we'll rotate. Come back up, we'll do that again. Little switch. Pull the hip, rotate. Come back up. Little switch, one more time. Pull back. And tall. And big high five. Good. Hands coming to the hips. Bring our feet a little closer. Take those hips around. Nice and steady. Other way. Good. We'll come back to center. Give yourself a little shake out. Get yourself ready. If you'd like to take down a little bit more warm up for yourself, please do so. If you want to do something for your wrists, I would suggest it a little bit more for the warm up that's coming your way. We're going to spend some time on our hands. But besides that, pause the video, take that down a little bit more if you'd like. Come join me. We're going to move into the first work set, which consists of some plank leans. So I am actually going to turn to the side for this one because I want you to focus more on the forward. You've seen me do the side to side ones a lot, but we're going to focus on the forward for today. So I'm going to get myself into my plank. So my hands are under my shoulders, gripping the floor. I'll pull my ribs and hips together, press through the shoulders. I'm going to lean over to the left. I'm going to lean over to the right. I come back to center, and I'm going to pull forward with my lats and my upper body. And then I'm going to press back to neutral. Regaining and making sure I'm solid. I'll lean, keeping that structure. I'll lean, come back to center. I'll pull forward and press back. Okay? So something to keep in mind, we're only going to go as far forward as our wrist will tolerate. No pain, minor sensations okay, but no pain. From there, all right, we're just going to pull with the lats, all right? Not push with the toes. I want you to think about pulling your body forward and dragging your toes opposed to pushing forward with your toes. All right? Play with that, you guys. Have some fun with it. All in all, focus on that tight core, that good active protraction through the shoulder to make sure we get that nice active upper back. From there, we're going to lower down to the floor. We're going to get ourselves stretched out, hands out to the front. You can hold a broomstick, PVC, dowel, towel, whatever you need. I'm going to demonstrate with an empty hand. So my toes are down, my palms are down. I am going to squeeze my hips and ribs together, press down with my armpits, press down with my hands to establish tension. Then maintaining that tension, I'm going to lift just the arms up into that nice overhead position. Holding for 10 seconds, maintaining the tension, and then lowering and relaxing. All right? So when we do this, it's always good to relax in between these reps so you can practice re-engaging. So we squeeze the toes, we tuck the glutes, we pull the ribs and hips to get the hollow. I'm going to press my armpits down, press my hands down so I can feel that hollow position. And then maintaining that, I just lift, hold, and breathe. From there I come down, relax and set. The big thing again, we're focusing on keeping the armpit facing the floor as we lift. So please don't be surprised if your hands don't come very high off the floor. It takes a long time for a lot of height and or be really stoked about just keeping everything super straight, super tight and lifting, even if it's just half an inch off the ground. Okay? From there, we're going to roll over onto our back. We're going to work on our tuck hollow. So we're going to big breath in. We're going to pull our knees and shoulders together into that tuck. Maintaining this compression, I'm going to extend my legs straight as best I can. And then I'm going to pull them back in. Trying to keep my knees close to my shoulders. Straighten my legs. I pull back in. Lots of tension there. The key thing is you'll notice that I'm pausing on each side of the movement. All right, I don't care about fast movement. I care about extending, feeling that engagement through the hamstrings, and pulling those heels, giving myself a chance to feel that tuck and compression. So it's 20 seconds of movement, but don't worry about reps. Worry about giving yourself that control and that stretch and strength. From there, we move into our laying L sit, and with this, we're have a heavier dumbbell, we can use that. If we have a couch or table, we can use that as well. We're just using it as an anchor. So I'm gonna lay down, my arms are gonna be straight overhead, holding onto the belt. Armpits kind of facing up towards the ceiling, kind of rounding out a bit. And I'm just gonna lift my legs to that 90 position. So I'm active through my shoulders. I'm using the dumbbell kind of like a dumbbell pullover, but I'm pressing a little bit in there. I'm not worrying about lifting my hips. I'm just worrying about squeezing and pulling that nice tuck through my ribs and hips and that low back pressing to the floor. I'm just gonna hold this position, giving my arms a nice stretch, giving my upper body a nice chance to engage, and that's all I'm gonna do here for 20 to 30 seconds, is hold that tension through my core, all right, and through my shoulders, working on opening up my lats. It's gonna be a nice little lat stretch by finding that engagement, okay? After that, we roll over onto our stomach, and we work through our arch hold. So I'm gonna squeeze my toes, reach my fingers super far. I can also work on an alternating and unilateral side, so you work opposite side of the body, lower down, and then up. So I'd hold, if I'm doing a single arm, I would hold half the time, working on lengthening, working on lifting and lengthening at the same time, not just lifting and overarching. Quick little recap, we have a plank lean, all 3 directions for 3 to 5 reps. PVC Prone Raise for 3 to 10 seconds. Tuck hollow with extension, 20 seconds of just steady flow with that leg. Laying L-sit, kind of fun to play with. You can use dumbbell, kettlebell, table, chair, couch, whatever's gonna give you something to anchor against for your arms with straight arms. Use that. You're gonna hold for 20 to 30 seconds. Flip over, 10 to 20 seconds, arch hold. 2 to 3 rounds, pause the video, get that core heated up, play around with that a little bit, and then come back to me. We're gonna have some fun with our next phase, which is a little bit of jumping, all right? So I'm gonna move my dumbbell just a little bit more out of the way, just in case I get excited here. All right, so our next phase is gonna be a little bit of jumping, so let's get ourselves ready to go. I'm gonna pick my favorite foot, and we're gonna get started with that. So we're gonna build up from the non-jump to the jump, so you can work on stages if you like to build this movement up a little bit. So I'm gonna pick my favorite foot. The thing that's gonna happen, the arm that's going, or the leg that goes back, I'm gonna reach forward with my arm, I'm gonna reach back with the other one, and then I'm gonna come up into a high knee position. I'll come back down, leg that reaches back, the arm reaches forward, and then I'm going to come smoothly through into that high knee position. So very strong in terms of control, lots of slow, steady movement and balance, and then good compression control as we lift that knee. The next one, we're gonna get a little lift. We're gonna come through with a little bit more speed, but we're not actually gonna leave the ground. So same idea, same concept. I reach, and this time I'm gonna come through. Yeah. I come up on my toe, come back down. I reach, I come up, and I come up onto my toe. So I get a little bit more momentum, a little more speed. Got to handle a little bit more with balance, but I'm going to get a little more of a momentous lift. The next one, we're going to continue that momentum and just give ourselves a little hop. Knowing that the hop and the jump comes from the knee coming through. That's what's giving us the lift. So now we're going to get a little bit more aggressive. The thing that's going to give us the finish is that little pop. But most of the work comes from the leg coming through. Okay? So we get ready, same setup. I reach, I load the leg, I swing pop, come back down. I reach, swing pop. I'm going to work that momentum with the arms, that kind of change, that swing through, and I let the momentum carry me through and just finish with the other leg. So 3 different stages of that movement. Play with whichever one you want, or build each one. First round a little slower, second one a little more momentum, third one trying to leave the ground, okay? The next exercise we have is our lateral ski jump. So we're gonna come over to the side of the screen, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna do this for 20 seconds. Taking your time, so you're gonna work on loading, use the arms. Swing and jump, Swing and jump, swing and jump, swing and jump. I like the little pause myself. It gives us a chance to control the lateral movement. There's nothing wrong with rebounding, but I do like the strength and the control you gain with that little pause. So either one works. Just make sure it doesn't turn into like just flailing around, okay? So make sure we're playing with control or really controlling and focusing on the rebound. You'll do that for 20 seconds, steady state with a little pause or not. If you're like, I don't jump really, but I want to work that lateral movement, I can work that big step, pull through, step, pull through, step, pull through. And I'm not reaching too high, I'm keeping it to a pretty low lateral reach. And then over time, maybe that little step boop, turns into a little hop. Who knows, right? Who knows? The future stars right there. All right? But play with it, have some fun, work the step version, work the jump version, 20 seconds of work. Then we're gonna move into our jump squat. So again, our jump squat, I'm gonna turn to the side. We're not trying to crush ourselves with volume here. We're just trying to work on opening up our hips so we get a chance to fire those hips and knees for our cleans and our jerks today. So driving through those legs and hips, fully extending, and then decelerating and controlling the down. If you're not a jumper and you're like, yeah, squatting's pretty tough, you can work on that nice, smooth lower and then hop, and then the heels come up. I still work on my hip and knee extension, but I'm not leaving the ground and I don't have to worry about finding my stance again, all right? If you're like, Dave, squatting is just hard enough as it is for me to control, then just work a nice air squat with a little faster standing. Trying to control your position. Trying to work through with that good hip and knee extension, but just not lifting the ground. Right? From there, we're going to grab our dumbbell. We're going to work through our dumbbell hang power cleans and our jerks or presses. I'm going to pull this bad boy back in. And what we're going to do, we're going to work on that clean. It is a hang power, so first things first, I have to deadlift it well. So I stand it up well. I'll take it to the side. I'm going to take it to the knee. I'm going to clean it up, so I'm going to drive through my legs. Pull in that little power position. Stand tall. Bring the dumbbell down. Good hinge. Drive. Stand tall. Come back down. And one more time. Drive. Stand tall. And on the third one, I'm going to work on my jerk. So first things first, I'm going to do my press. I'll do 3 and 3. So I work my push press. I get that good vertical dip. And then drive. Dip. Drive. Dip. Drive. So that drive through the hip and knee extension that we were practicing in the jump squat comes in handy for the push press and the jerk. The jerk, same dip, same drive, except I'm going to pull myself and press myself under that dumbbell. So I dip, driving down, stand tall. So as soon as my feet land, all right, my arm is extended. Stand tall, come back down. Hop. Come back down, all right? Very important that when we do this, I'm going to turn to the side to show you something, that we dip, drive, pull down, so that we get that knee extension and hip extension. And watch out for this. It's very subtle. All right? So I dip, I jump, but I don't actually open my hips up. So we have to make sure that when we dip, we drive up, then come down. And then we're going to get the full benefit of the hip and the knees, right? Or the legs, I should say, to get that dumbbell moving, right? So keep that in mind. Really focus on those key points, you guys. Work 3 and 3. Other side, 3 and 3. If you have 2 dumbbells, obviously you'll just do 3 and 3. And then you'll continue on, adding in a run if you'd like later on to get yourself running ready or cardio ready as you get closer to the work set. Quick little recap. We have a single leg RDL jump for 3. I went through 3 different variations of that movement. Play with them all. Play with one. It's up to you. lateral ski jump, 20 seconds, rest 10 seconds, then into your jump squat, 20 seconds, rest 10 seconds, then you'll grab your dumbbell or dumbbells and do 3 hang power cleans, 3 push jerks or push press, and then continue on warming up and then taking on the workout. Pause the video, take that down, get yourself ready to go. I'm gonna walk you through a couple things in the work set, and then we're gonna continue on, turn you loose, all right? So the workout starts, minute number 1, 3, 2, 1, beep. You are going to run 100 or 200 meters, or whatever distance will allow you to come back with a little bit of transition time to the floor. Then next minute, we're gonna do dumbbell pullover and a V-up, all right? So 2 separate movements. So we're gonna get our dumbbell. Well, first off, we're gonna get into our low body position. I'm kind of out of camera here, I'll back up. Or move forward a bit. I get my dumbbell up, my elbows are soft, my low back presses against the floor. I'm going to lower the dumbbell till it touches the floor. And I'm gonna press with those lats, that big chunk of body right there. I press into the dumbbells and lowers for control, and then I'm gonna press it up. So this way, kind of limits my range of motion, so it's great if you struggle overhead, all right? If you have a little bit more range, you can take it by the bells. Elbows are still soft, and we're gonna press into that dumbbell, come back, keeping your low back against the floor till your hands touch, and then you're gonna press it up the same way. The only difference is this will give you a little bit more range of motion in that movement. Once I've done 5, I'm gonna put the dumbbell off to the side, and I'm gonna move right into 5 V-ups. So some V-up options: double leg V-up, come back down, or we have our single leg V-up, reaching for the toe, reaching for the toe, or we have our hollow up, or double leg hollow. We have our tuck up, so I'm going to come up with my upper body as well. Squeezing up, squeezing up, squeezing up. I can also do that single leg and alternating. Or, my personal favorite, I'm set, I'm tight, and you bring my legs up, back to that kind of leg L position. Hands are pointing towards my shoelaces, and I'm going to squeeze my ribs in, and then roll back down. This one's a little slower, but that's okay, all right? It's going to build a lot of core control and a lot of core strength. There's only 5 reps, so this is a really nice option, especially building that upper portion of the V-up. Our last option is that nice pike sit up. So I'm going to lay, hands to the top, I'm going to sit up, touch my toes, touch the floor, and touch my toes. So I'm going to work on taking as far down my leg as I can, perhaps maybe getting more range as the workout continues on. But again, ease into that range, feel it as it opens up, and gets you going. Lots of options there, you guys. So pick one that's going to help further and challenge you to get those V-ups stronger and better, and build up those tucks and all that good stuff right there. So pick one, have some fun with it. Once you're done your 5 and 5, then you'll rest for a little bit. You'll then move into another run or cardio of choice. And you're going to finish off with your hang power clean and push jerk. So there's a couple options here with this one, you guys. We just talked about the skill of the movement, so if you need clarification on points of performance, rewind, watch that last little bit in the warm-up. But if you'd like to, depending on your speed and your dumbbell, you have 2 options. Well, 3 actually. If you have 2 dumbbells, you'll do 5 hang power cleans, and then you'll move into 5 jerks or presses. But if you have a single dumbbell, what you can do is you can either do 5 on one side, 5 and then into your cleans, and then 5 on the other side. Or you can do 5, and then 5, and then rest, and then the next round, other arm, All right, so that gives you 2 rounds per arm if you want to work a single. If you want to work both sides, if you want to go for it, a little bit more volume, all right, then do 5 on one side, 5 on the other side in that minute. So you're going to have to move a little bit, but it depends on what you want to get out of this workout. Neither option is wrong. Neither option is better nor worse. It'll just give you a slightly different stimulus in the workout, and I want you to choose the stimulus for you for today, okay? So as a recap of this workout, we have an on the minute for 16 minutes. Minute 1, run 100 to 200 meters, or cardio of choice that I'll have on the bottom. Minute number 2, dumbbell pull over for 5, right into 5 V-ups, or the V-up option. Minute number 3, 100 meter run to 200 meter run, or cardio of choice. And minute 4, hang power clean for 5, to push press or push jerk for 5, rest, repeat, all right? So whatever time, if you have left over these minutes, you get to rest, you get to transition, and then you start when it beeps on the next minute. Have fun with this one, you guys. I'm looking forward to this as a nice close to the week. You can find a lot of intensity here, or you can use this as a really nice kind of movement day, not pushing the intensity too much, but taking it at a pace that just allows you to recover, move, and work your skill. So have fun, give yourself what you need for that, and let me know how it goes. And have a safe and fantastic long weekend. We will come back at you with some good workouts next week. See you very soon, guys. Have a good one.